Hey everyone, Happy New Year and welcome back to theclinicaltrialsguru.com. Again, that website address is theclinicaltrialsguru.com. I hope you have an excellent 2013. I hope you had a safe holiday season and we're all ready to get back to work. And I've got a couple emails I got during the holidays that I didn't get a chance to get back to because I was traveling, spending time with family and all that. But I made a note to myself that when I get back in town, I got to do videos on these. Because it was actually a very good question, and I got several. Today I'm going to answer one, and I'll make other videos for the other ones. So just be patient, guys. Bear with me. But this one's good, and I love these ones because this one in particular, I've never received this question before. And it's regarding PI's CVs. And that's Principal Investigator Curriculum Vitae, or otherwise known as resumes. But Curriculum Vitae sounds fancier, and it's actually, you can put studies on there, clinical trials that they've done. In the research world, they're referred to as CVs. So this question, let me read it to you first. It says, "Hi Dan, I'm having trouble finding any type of published guidance on when to list clinical trials on a PICV. I have seen a variety of formats, and although some are prettier than others, my main concern is when is it permissible to list a particular trial on the CV? I was told 5 years ago when I started out as a coordinator that it was okay to list a trial on the CV 2 years after the completion of the trial, but I have never seen this instruction in writing. And why is it not permissible to list a current clinical trial? Any suggestions? We are working on updating all of our investigators' CV, and we'd like to know that we're doing it correctly." Alright, now don't quote me on this, and it looks like you're from a private clinic somewhere, and I won't give it away, but different clinics have their own policies. I know universities have policies. I know academic centers have policies. I know that SMOs have their own site-wide policies, and your research clinic may have policies. South Coast Clinical Trials, where I work, the company I own actually has its own policy. I don't quote me on this, but I do not believe, in my experience, about 8 years that I've been doing this, there's no real rules. And I think you can put current studies on there, but I think to be safe, to be on the safe side, what you should do is X out the sponsor information. So any identifying information on the sponsor, and maybe the identifying information of the study drug being tested. So if it has a particular name, instead of writing the name out, you want to put X's on it. And instead of mentioning the sponsor, you want to put X's. You can put the little quote after the protocol number, but just to be safe, you want to X out the sponsor name, and you want to X out the investigational drug. Now, the 2 years after a study is done, or the 5 years after a study is done, whatever you heard, that might have been your own company policy. And like I said, there's nothing in writing that says, as far as I know, and I'll ask an expert. Actually, I'll have Darshan Kulkarni come on and we'll ask him. He's an attorney and he specializes in these legal things and regulatory things. But from what I understand, there's no specific rules or guidelines. But you do have to use your common sense as far as, are you disclosing proprietary information too early? Now, what I do at South Coast Clinical Trials, we put the current studies that the PIs are doing, but we X out the sponsor name and we X out the compound name. And you'll also run into this problem when you are filling out feasibility surveys for new studies. They're going to ask you, are you currently conducting any studies for schizophrenia or for asthma or for migraines? And you're going to run into this issue where you're going to have to say yes or no. And if you say yes, you don't want to disclose what study it was or who the sponsor was, but you do have to disclose what phase it was and how many people you enrolled, things like that. So these kind of things, this is like the gray area, but just to be safe, definitely follow your company policies. If your organization has its own policies, they've implemented those for a reason. But as far as I know, okay, and I've seen a lot of different CVs, I've seen probably hundreds of PI CVs. You can list current studies, but I've seen many CVs where the sponsors are blacked out and the study drug compounds are blacked out too. Hopefully this helps, but fantastic question. I would have never thought of this topic, so this is why I really am thankful for you guys for sending these questions. Hopefully it helps. If it doesn't, let me know, but I think you should be okay with that. And if anyone out there is watching, if you have a specific answer, let me know, Dan at theclinicaltrialsguru.com. As always, I want to thank my Clinical Trial Guru producers. Thank you very much. I want to give you guys a shout out. It's Sarah Elizabeth Siegler, Resolve Research Solutions, Accurate Clinical Trials, Earhart Clinical Trials, PTNR, Patrick Stone. We have Darshan Kulkarni, who I've already mentioned, SciMwire, Biopharm Systems, Accurate Clinical Trials, I think I mentioned them, Mozio, South Coast Clinical Trials, and Breakthrough Clinical Trials. Thank you all very much for being a Clinical Trial Guru producer, and I'm still accepting a few more spots, so you know what to do. Dan at theclinicaltrialsguru.com, and I hope this helps you with your question. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.